Hello world, this is ComputerHeat, and I am joined by Halcyon and silently also joined by Kilrathy Soldier. And we are casting live games from the Operation Charlie Fox tournament hosted by COH2.org. Watching a round 3 game now between VindicareX and Classy Skull champion David, who we thought was someone else with a different name, but it's Classy Skull champion David. So Halcyon, this is what, the 4th game we've cast in a row?
Yes, hello everyone.
Well, let's get this one rolling because I have no idea how far they are into this one. You're paused at 5 seconds. Let's unpause in 3, 2, 1, go. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yes.
We've
First question before the game will start. We've seen the decal from OCF at Vindicare, so why do we see COH2 sign on his base?
I guess that's just what the decal looks like when you're in just when it's on the headquarters building like that. But we'll have to see if some more vehicles come out with that plastered on there. But yeah, I think I did see that in the loading screen as well. But
I was expecting to see a Fox over there.
So let's see. We already have a commander pick for David. He's picked Luftwaffe Ground Forces, which is the commander we saw Vindicare use in the game that we watched earlier with him versus Sir Lamy, and which is one that I think every time I've watched Vindicare play as OKW, that's the commander that he chooses.
It's a very good commander at the moment. So
Vindicare's got armored assault tactics, mechanized support tactics, and shock rifle frontline tactics. So thankfully not using the currently banned partisan commander. And Classy David, his Volksgrenadiers jumped out of cover since that pile of wood over by the cutoff point has actually gotten moved recently. So now your guys will all try to go camp around that rather than actually raise territory sectors.
yeah, hiding over there was too tempting for them to.
They're just poor Volksgrenadiers. They just wanna make it through the war in one piece. They don't want to have to go face the Soviets.
They're elite. We can see a difference of the game style for OKW between the last game. So it's much more consistent. He keeps his units together. He knows that he will not capture the entire map, so he tries to work with a proximity of his base. So
yeah, and he's investing more into units as well, and rather than going for the early tech, as we saw in the last game that Pominski did versus Red X-Wings. And
the Kubelwagen is out, it's coming for the left flank slowly, but conscripts are both in the building and far to the left, so nothing will happen. He will go for a counter cap though, and he needs this Kubel over there now.
yeah, it's just driving around in a circle at the moment, what I can see on the minimap. But it looks like Vindicare doesn't have enough forces to be able to keep off losing this territory sector, but I think he's going to be able to get it back under his control with this new squad of conscripts coming up. Oh man, that first squad in the south took a ton of damage. Nice retreat timing there by David, and he's just trying to keep his Volksgrenadiers in the capture circle as long as he can, but he needs to get them to go.
Right, Costa. Yeah, well, with this Kubel be over there, he could suppress the reinforce on the road. It would be completely different engagement, but he decided to not commit to that, which is unfortunate.
Definitely. He may be able to hold on to his own cutoff, but he did miss the opportunity to keep Vindicare off of his cutoff for a while. He loses his cutoff. Looks like he's probably going to lose his fuel point as well. There's no way the Wagon's going to pin those guys before they lower the BP. And
we have a first mine to the middle from Russians, and I think that it could be a lesson for everyone to not build the sandbags on the left side as it has been built. It would be built just a little bit to the side, and it will be much better.
Yeah, the sandbags up by the fuel point in the north. Yeah, I like, whenever I'm building sandbags, I like to put them exactly on the border in the way that's going to benefit me. And let's see if, well, Kuba Wagon's not really a unit used to chase, but that mine right there will probably catch the Kuba Wagon if it tries to drive down the middle of the road, and we see it going for that right now. And that's a dead Kubel. Immediately, David starts salvaging the wreck, but he actually stops. I guess he sees, yeah, he saw the conscripts coming up, I guess, and decided to hide his squad instead. So one additional bug that was introduced, or reintroduced, I guess, into this, oh, that was a nice move, in this patch, was that the Stern Pioneers, they lost their range on their Minesweeper. So they're back to having super short-range Minesweepers, but that was a really nice move to jump straight through the house, jump through the church. So yeah, we're definitely seeing a higher caliber of play in this match.
Indeed.
I'm sorry, Pominski, but you kind of got owned, but whatever. As Kilrathi Soldier said, we've all been in that situation before. Nice retreat timings as well by David. He's been doing a really good job of keeping his Stern Pioneers, retreating his squads when it's necessary and keeping them in fights for as long as they're useful.
It's kind of important for him to get the healing though now, because the number of wounded units is increasing, and I don't think he has a veterans in his piles to deploy the medical supplies.
No, he's not particularly close to that either.
He built 2 MGs from, or rather called them from the commander ability. So now, as he's not doing bad, obviously he will not win the early game against Soviets, most likely. So he should just tech and hold on. Was it a mine?
Yeah, it was a shoe mine that got put down earlier, and the conscripts are. What? Oh, oh wow, the conscripts are putting on tripwire flares. He's actually trying to put it on the wreck, but he gets caught out by the machine gun and cancels that order. Yeah, tripwire flares can be quite useful. I forget who I was talking to about that, saying he likes to put down just lots of tripwire flares, even in just the hopes that a retreating squad will trip over it. But I mean, those are so cheap, you can really spam them everywhere. They give you information, and they will kill members of squads. I don't think they can kill snipers anymore, but you definitely used to be able to kill snipers with tripwire flares. They would just one-shot them.
I definitely lose at least one sniper to that.
God, I forget who I was playing against. I lost like 3 snipers to tripwire flares. So annoying. So Vindicare has gotten himself tier 2 and has gotten out a Maxim and upgraded flamethrowers onto his combat engineers, and they're doing some work on these Volksgrenadiers. They need to retreat immediately. They're probably going to go down here.
Well, the good news for them is that the battle... they died. Well, battle group headquarters is now operational in the base, and again we see really not many units for KW, which, well, might me wonder. I don't play too many 1v1s, but I usually have much more units as OKW.
Oh, conscript squad burns up. That's a definite misclick there or unfortunate play by, unfortunate loss by Vindicare. And, he calls out a squad of Fallschirmjäger, and they managed to kill, in conjunction with the Stern Pioneers, kill the, only squad of combat engineers that Vindicare had in his army. So actually now it's the Soviets' army who's looking really small.
Indeed, and it was a good catch and good call to spawn them over there. And now, as he has the sweeper on the Sturmpios, he will be probably able to secure the left side, but he's not really engaging with those colonies in the best possible way.
It's very fortunate for him now that he has the healing, because, oh man, that one flame burst from the combat engineers, ridiculous amount of damage to those. I think it took off like a full third of the health bar of the Fallschirmjägers. Tier 3 is going up in Vindicare's base. And we see him playing with quite a small army once again, but this time it's mostly because he lost a few squads. So some losses from each side. Losing that Kuba wagon to the mine, I think, was almost unavoidable.
And he tried a good engagement. He tried to flank the Maxim in the church, but this mine destroyed the plan, which would be perfect because now the Volks are coming with the incendiary grenade.
This is going to force the Maxim out, and they hop out and run on back to base. Let's see if Vindicare has... He does have medics, he doesn't have any other upgrades, and he has enough fuel bank to afford anything he wants out of Tier 3. Is he going straight for Tier 4? Oh my god, there have been so many mines this game. That mine didn't do very much, however. It killed one member of the Volksgrenadier squad and didn't really do much damage to them either. So we're about to see Vindicare lose his resources on the bottom part of the map. There's down to just 2 territory sectors connected. And the machine gun...
The MG is coming.
Yes.
It's a good placement will ensure that this cutoff will withstand this time. He should immediately attack and target the conscript, which he probably did, but he has no suppression.
Suppressed now, but they're behind cover, so they're going to be fine. And here comes the T-70 about to roll onto the battlefield. And there is absolutely nothing in classy Skull in David's army that can deal with this T-70. Conscript squad does go down, and this T-70 is going to need to do a lot of damage. Sweepers are out for Vindicare. They are... Where are they? I think they're in the base. No, they're not in the base. They're up in the church. Trying to ensure there's a clear path, and those Fallschirmjäger can fire a Panzerfaust, but Vindicare...
It will be a cost.
Vindicare's going to be able to do whatever he wants with this thing. And it should buy him a lot of map back. He's got conscripts taking the fuel away from his opponent, and it looks like he's sending his combat engineers over to lower the cutoff point. He's going to need to get the central point as well, and man, he is just going deep with that T-70. Decides to pull back, and wow, we have a Jagdpanzer IV building for David. The way that David is playing is actually very similar to the way that Vindicare plays OKW. I mean, this is like exactly the kind of build that he does.
Indeed, we've seen it on the game that we've casted like a few hours or 1 hour ago.
Yeah, I've seen it. I cast a game together with Vindicare, and this is like the build that he used in a game against Jezelin. Well, if he recognizes what's going on, hopefully he'll be able to know what the weaknesses are as well. Got a nice move. It's amazing how quickly the map flipped from one player to the other.
What do you think that is needed from OKW now? Because he has the JP, he has the MGs and some infantry. What would you do now?
I think he has everything he needs at the moment. Really the only thing that could be problematic is walking over this demo charge with half of his army. But he gets away with it, oh my god. I think he has all the stuff that he needs. He's not in a weak position by any means. He is coming back onto the map. He's not losing squads. He might lose one to this demo charge. The machine gun is pretty close to it, so I think he's in a strong position. It's a pretty even fight right now. The thing that could give him trouble is these 2 Maxims, and for that, he's either going to need to spend a lot of munitions just to make them keep moving, or he's going to need to get an infantry support gun. Eventually, he's going to need to get more anti-tank. Oh boy, this Volk squad is dead as a doornail. Right? Wow.
Apparently not.
Whew, he needs to keep getting more of those lucky pro breaks. But, yeah, he did the right thing. He didn't attack piecemeal with just individual squads. So he moved his entire army up by the lumber piles on the west side of the map, and he just got ready to come move back and take the top of the map, and the way that he did it all together at once, Vindicare wasn't really able to do much about it, so he didn't really lose his territory for very long, and he's gotten a good hold once again, so I think he's playing very, very well.
I think that's his second fight in the row, and he's really lucky with his Fallschirmjägers, because they are extremely wounded but not dropping models, and they are providing him a lot of firepower against us. As I said,
this could be the end of them, though. T-70 doesn't engage. Vindicare does not have AT grenades, by the way. At least Fallschirmjäger could be in trouble. They're down to one man. He really doesn't want to lose those, and he did get an infantry support gun, so exactly as I had hoped.
Good. Yeah, I think the only problem that he had early game was maybe lack of a defensive mine, because if you decide to go JP as your first AT, you really need something that you can like kite the vehicles against or something like that.
Yeah, so if something does come out soon, and it will probably, I'm guessing it's going to be a T-34-85, because Vindicare picked a commander that allows him to get those, for one thing, and he has finished building Tier 4. Uh-oh, machine gun went down for David. I think he's sticking in these fights a little bit too long. He's going to lose the machine gun. Wow, Vindicare now has 3 machine guns, so moving around the map is going to be extremely difficult. This one's probably going to get blown up by the demo charge. Nope. And David is pushed back quite badly. There are mines all over the place as well. He's doing a good job of switching between sweepers and, yeah, there he locates a mine. Switching between keeping his sweepers out and putting them away when he needs to make attacks. T-70 is bullying another squad of Stern Pioneers. Oh no! He's gonna drive right over the mine! Or not. Hopefully he remembers that that's there. Oh, Stern Pioneers get a nice flank on the Zis gun, and I believe that is a T-34-85 that's building for Vindicare. Let's check. Yes, T-34-85, and I don't know that he really has enough AT available to deal with it. He's trying to salvage the Zis gun, which is... What do you think about that?
Well, again, with a mine or something like that, he could quite easily...
Oh no.
Stay in the fight. No, it's just too much, I guess. T-34 will demolish everything over here.
Yep. No AT at all in David's army. He was playing very risky by not even getting a Raketenwerfer. Oh, I think I just heard a tripwire player go off. Oh no! Oh god!
Oh, that was a mine.
That was one hell of a mine right there. And all of a sudden, things are looking very dire for David. Jagdpanzer.
Oh.
The destroyed engine is about to go down, and David's army has collapsed.
That's the beater rank, I guess.
Well, well, yep.
GG.
GG indeed. Well, a very solid performance early game, but as you said, he was too greedy, I would say, as we can say. He should have a Raketenwerfer, he should have a mine, he should have something to defend against quad or T-70.
Yeah, I mean it's I think his play up until up until about the time that Vindicare built Tier 4, his build was really good, everything was going well, he was choosing his engagements well, not sticking in them for too long, but yeah. Man, let's see if we can find the next game from this series. I think this should be a best of 3, and I'll be curious to see what happens when the roles are reversed.